my dynamic listeners. It's your host, Mariana, here to welcome you to the DAYnamics show, where personal development and wellness meets real life. We know there's no one-size-fits-all path. Your unique journey is your greatest gift. So let's uncover the reason you are here and explore what's possible together. Now, today, our discussion recording will be about exploring many subjects and having a discussion on those subjects that we've been told. More about limitations or myths almost, about some of the verbiage in our life and how we can turn it around to empower ourselves. I don't quite have the title for that yet, but you will see it when we publish it. And I have the absolute pleasure of being joined by Suzanne. So welcome, Suzanne.
Thank you.
ButterflyJourneysHealth.com. And again, we'll have a link to it below in our notes. We are so pleased to have you with us.
Thank you.
Would you like to have a little recap of what you feel is important for them to know about your services?
Well, sure. I do different services. I'm a retired chiropractor, so I have quite a bit of background in natural healing. I'm a shamanic practitioner. I also do quantum physics biofeedback, distance healing. I can do either one of those, distance healing.
Perfect. Suzanne is also what we consider each other our soul sister.
Definitely. Definitely soul sister.
So again, the first time we're doing it in this capacity, our conversation. So I'm so happy to have you here. And it'll, again, just be an open and honest, sort of off the cuff discussion on these questions. So let us set the tone for our time together. It is because it's really more than a podcast. We're here to remind you that flowing through each one of us is a dynamic energy that is yours to use every single day. That's why the day in dynamics is capitalized. It is a daily choice to live dynamically. Let's take a moment to center ourselves, to be fully present, and to listen with an open heart and mind, since we know that what we focus on expands. And we are recording in a different location. So if you do hear some background noise, just understand that it's because we are in a different location. You will still hear what you need to hear. So are you ready, Suzanne, for this question?
Oh, of course, I'm ready.
Very nice. One of the first ones that we're going to discuss is that saying that you hear often, I am enough. My question really is, when did we learn that we were not enough? Suzanne?
Yes, that's a great question. That's really digging deep.
It's really deep.
Deep into our soul. To pinpoint for me right at the moment.
Yeah, because it could be one example, or it could be like something you didn't even realize when you were a child, or even in the womb, or like whatever, right? Like for the people around you.
And then is it a core belief, or is there several beliefs, and then you have to dig deeper down into that core belief?
Yeah. It's a big one.
It's a big one.
So it's hard to, you're right, it's hard to pinpoint exactly, but that's why I don't say I am enough, because I already know that I'm enough. And so to have to keep reminding myself, to me, is like that's saying that I felt like I wasn't enough at some point. I might have been told I was not enough or not good enough, or, even in a job interview, or I was in baton for a long time, like, oh, and I didn't win the trophy. On some level, that's saying that you weren't good enough,
Yes.
But your soul knows that you were enough, no matter what.
Definitely.
That's why you came here. So we have to keep reminding ourselves maybe that I am who I am, and I'm perfect the way I am.
Perfect in this moment.
Yeah. That's good. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Let's talk about redefining and clarifying something. Do you think in your adulthood that we are healing stuff from our childhood?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And to me, it's like an onion, and it's the layers that we will unfold
Yeah.
and look at it, and then it may come up in another experience, and then we take that and we look at it again and say, "Oh my gosh, I've already." You feel like you've already worked on that
Mhm.
and healed it, but then it's another layer, and that is getting down to also to that core belief
Right.
as well.
Because we've talked about this many times, we do understand that beliefs play such a big part in our lives as far as how we look at things, how we think about things, how we're influenced by things, and then and some of these beliefs we haven't even really looked at. We just believed it.
Yes.
You
Yeah.
know, like,
Yeah.
if your mom or dad or someone said something and then you're just like, "Okay, well, they said it was, so it must be true."
Yes.
And then you realize later, like, "Oh, that doesn't feel g" like, when you become consciously aware more of something, then you're like, "Oh, that doesn't feel right. Like, what do I really believe about this?" Right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Alright, let's go on to the next one. Are you done with that one, do you think? Or
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Thanks again. Great answers so far. Let's just keep discussing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's all point of view of where each of us stand. So
Mhm.
on
And where
something.
we're at this moment in time.
Yeah, and being open and willing to have like being dynamic is about being open and willing to have new ideas and become something more of who we are, the true nature of who we are. So the next one. Do you think that we test ourselves to see if we really are willing to choose everything we've chose that's new? So as an example, is I choose to be more conscious of not judging myself as much. And then realizing that the way I talk to myself or the way I criticize myself or the way whatever it might be is a small little voice in my head that still was ingrained in me and as a little child. But now being more conscious, do I test myself to ensure? Is a universe sending me people to test myself to see if that's how I want to be? That new decision I've made for myself. Do I really want it or am I going to go back to the old way?
Yeah.
How do you feel about
Oh,
that?
yes. I definitely feel that we test ourselves, conscious or unconscious. And yes, you can go through life and think you already have chosen a different path or experience, and then the same thing comes up again, and you're like, "Oh, I thought I worked on that."
Yes.
Yeah, yes, yeah.
Another layer. Here it
Another
goes.
layer, just keep I'm peeling it, and yes, yeah,
Yes, but taking it to that next level of understanding for you, so you
yeah.
know that.
And going back to clarifying it, then it gives you time and space. What I've noticed for myself is giving myself time or space to clarify, and maybe that's a deeper belief about myself
Yes.
or something else.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's almost like and test may or may not be the right word, but like an opportunity to really address this and go, are you sure gonna keep choosing this? Are you gonna keep choosing this? The new positive,
Yeah,
feel good way? Or do you want to go revert back to your old ways of whatever that might be that might not even feel good?
yeah, and it's a blessing in disguise.
Yes.
It is a blessing,
Yes.
a gift,
Yes.
and we may not think about like that at the moment.
Hmm. Yes. But if we look at everything that we're attracting to us and co-creating is for us, not against us.
Yes.
That's
I
a
love
hard one
that.
to swallow
It is,
sometimes.
it is, especially if it's
If it doesn't feel
if
good.
it doesn't feel good, well, I didn't create that.
Yeah.
I didn't co-create that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah. Who else could? I mean, it's you.
It's you.
Yeah.
It's your
It's
movie.
yeah, exactly. It's your mind, it's your thoughts,
Yes,
it's your
yes, yeah,
energy. So,
yes.
yeah, absolutely. So let's go on to the next one. How about this one? They say so. So we should follow what they say. Who is they? And why should we follow them?
I love it. Well, I'm, as you know, out of the box person. So that who is they? You really have to look at they. I don't follow the rules anyways.
Mm-hmm.
So
You live life on your terms.
yeah. Getting back to the beliefs and the core beliefs and how we've chosen to be programmed, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
Then yeah, who's they? That's it could be a lot of people.
And do you ever notice, I mean, that brings up a good point. Do you ever notice that, like, I know my mom says a lot, well, they said, and I'm, who's they? Well, someone on TV said, or, you know, or someone, she goes to church. Well, they said that at church, so it must be true because it was at church and it was, or, oh no, it was the newscaster. Oh no, they said, like, all these people that people tend to, I don't want to use the word idolize, but think that they're always telling the truth. But whose truth?
Yes.
You know, that's a different.
That's a good question because whose truth is it?
Yes.
I know mine with being in practice for many years, over 36 years, and doing nutrition, and my mom would read something in Reader's Digest and that she would believe it, but that's not necessarily believe me with all my education and experience. So yes, question, who's they?
Yes. And you think about even the newspaper. Long ago, my dad would read the newspaper and just go, you know, well, they said in the newspaper, so it has to be true. And it's just like, no, the newspaper is full of someone's perspective of what's happening.
Somebody's opinion.
Yeah. So I think what this question for me brings up is, anytime you hear yourself saying, well, they said something or I heard something from someone else, do your own research.
Yes, absolutely.
Do your own research. and figure out what serves you the best instead of what someone else has said. And that can work, which is coming through right now as a message is, you know, when you hear someone say something about someone else, instead of just believing that it's true, you know, well, such and such is doing this and this is what I've heard, just watch yourself around that. And if it's important enough, go to that person and ask them, like, this is what I'm hearing. Is this true or is this not? You'll have to figure out what level it matters to you or what priority it is to find the truth. That's another thing that I always hear is like, well, I heard that such and such is, you know, did this or did that. And, you know, just starting a rumor. And that's part of the they thing. It's the same stuff.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So like if it's important enough, figure it out.
Find the truth, look it up, and even question where you look it up.
Exactly.
Yes, yeah, because the internet, a lot of people look things up on the internet, and we know not everything is maybe your truth, but it's not my truth, or
right. Yeah. And my soul sister Suzanne here knows that most of the time in my podcasts and my blogs, I'll have some kind of definition, but there's 3 or 4 variations of the definition depending on where I'm looking it up from. Like AI may say something different than Oxford, that several different sources that I would look up as far as from a definition, dictionary.com, all that. And then it's the interpretation of what these words mean. So I always use that usually as a baseline and then try to figure out what serves. I think if it feels good and you're not harming another with the beliefs that you have, then
yeah, our perception too.
Yeah.
All our experiences, all our perceptions, all our beliefs is when you unravel any thought or word. Yeah, there's a lot to it.
Absolutely.
You got to go within your heart to find the truth.
Yes. Very well said. Thank you. Okay, now, how do you feel about this one? Have you ever, an audience, this is for you as well, listeners, have you ever done something to get something? Meaning like you'd be nice to get someone to do something for you, or you're doing something not with the sake of just doing it because you want to do it, but you're doing it expecting some kind of return of something in some way.
Of course. I think everybody has done that.
Yes.
And I believe that once you become more aware and conscious of how you walk through life, that then you look at that and, oh, why am I doing that?
Yes.
And I have become more clear of being aware of doing something and then, oh, wow. Oh, I'm just doing that because I want this reaction or I want that. So yeah, I believe we all have done that.
Yeah.
And you're probably not conscious of it
Yes.
because there are things that we've learned. Oh, if we do this, we're going to get that. And then again, like I said earlier, if we've become aware,
Yes. Yeah.
and then we're like, whoa, okay, wow, I see what I'm doing.
Mhm.
I'm manipulating the situation. Yeah.
Well, that word manipulation, yeah, that I'm glad that you used that word and brought it up because it's a way of manipulation, but at the same time, you know, sometimes it might be more of a unconscious thing that, but you're just like, I want this, so what do I have to do to get it? So that it's a bigger question depending on the subject.
Yes.
That is for sure. But yes, awesome. Thank you.
Mhm.
How would you answer this question, Suzanne, and our audience? I have to put up with my family because they're my bloodline.
Oh, I know we believe that. A lot of people believe that. What I've learned is you don't have to. You don't have to do anything that makes you uncomfortable. And I used to play this game years ago. One of my brothers, everybody said he's a blank, blank, blank. And but he wasn't to me. And then I would get caught up when somebody would say, oh, yeah, he's blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, and then I'd get caught up in it. And that whole thing would go and bad attitude. So I saw him in a different light, that I saw him as being wonderful and loving and kind. And that's how he was. Law of attraction. That's how he was to me.
Yeah. And it is true. Just because I agree 100%, just because your family is like your bloodline does not mean they're healthy for your like situations. Maybe not healthy for your well-being, you know, as you go through the ebb and flow of life. Maybe there's playing a part, right? In because
Yeah.
everyone has their own life path. Maybe they've come to, and I've said this before, you're sitting up there in pure positive energy and you're like, hey, I'm going to be your brother in this lifetime and I'm going to not be very nice to you, but it's to teach you this while you're down there.
Yes.
Can you imagine?
Yeah.
And then you come down and all of a sudden you have like a really cranky brother that does, you know, and then you're like, okay, I wonder what this is all about until you go back to non-physical and they go like, well, how'd that work out?
Yeah.
And
Yes. Yeah.
but
And also acceptance, acceptance of your family, of where they're at.
yes,
I process that,
yes,
and it works good. We're so used to triggering each other.
yes, yeah,
So if you can not respond or react to them, and it just gets easier. I
yes,
think
yeah,
it's let them be who they are.
yeah. And then you decide how do they fit in your life. Like,
Yeah.
this is who they are. I
Mhm.
know who they are.
Mhm.
Where do I want them to fit? That might mean that you only talk to them like once a month or once a day or once every 6 months.
Mhm.
You know, like who knows? But you just have to find the balance for ourselves when it comes to the family
Yeah.
and bloodline or because of marriage or in your family or whatever it is, or they're part of your soul family. At the same time, doesn't mean that they have to be close and you have to be less of yourself,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
or something or whatever it might
Yeah.
be. Don't change who you are in your authenticity all the time to please someone. I know once in a while we will, so you don't have to write into me about it. Because I know we do.
Yes, we do. But
But it doesn't mean you have to constantly do that to the point where you're feeling depleted or you're not feeling good all the time when you either think or are around
yes.
a,
Yeah.
you know, a family member and stuff. Yeah. So doing a check-in to our listeners, how you feeling about some of these questions? Like if you ever are thinking that you want to send a text to us or email us, you can go to daynamicshow.info or dynamicseries.com, and there is that contact form. We'd love to hear from you, especially if you have any other further comments around some of these questions that we're discussing right now. And share your examples, because we love to hear them, because you're part of our DAYnamics family and we appreciate you being here. So, all right, are you ready for a few more?
I'm ready.
Here we go.
Love it.
Do you feel we're here to learn lessons in this physical life experience?
I used to believe that we're here, we make choices. Now I'm shifting over to going more with the flow. Yes, law of attraction, manifestation, and I am the manifester.
Yes, you are.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You do.
This time in my life is really going more within and going more with the flow. That's more of a question. I'm in the middle of that processing where, oh, is that a lesson? And then I'm thinking, wow, no, that's a choice I made. That's a belief. So, yeah. What do you think?
I never liked lessons when I was growing up in school. So when someone says I'm here to learn lessons, I'm like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
I didn't like to take home lessons. I didn't like doing them necessarily, unless it was a subject I really liked. Lessons, I don't know. I think we're just the experiences that we co-create in here. I think we're just having this evolution to help each other be more of who we are. And is it a lesson per se, or is it just, oh, well, here's an experience, so let's take what we need to out of it and then move forward?
Yeah.
I mean, people will probably still say, oh, it's a lesson. You're down here in Earth School and you're here to learn this and learn that. And then, when you're done learning all that, you're out of here. But I guess I want to look at this life less as lessons and more as enjoyment and the ebbs and flows of it, and in being more conscious of, like, I'm co-creating this. I have a life path. There's certain things I want to experience, and I will. And it's, how do I experience them?
With your passion. And yeah.
And more to, how are we handling, or how are we dealing with what is happening? When an experience happens, how are you dealing with it? Like, if you haven't intended or prepaid, maybe for your highest bliss, whatever's unfolded, and it's not necessarily feels 100% good, but it's still going to be for your highest good, but you don't know it yet. Because if you look at everything is for you, everything is being co-created for you and with you, even if it doesn't feel good at the time, you might learn later why. So is that a lesson, or is that just an experience?
I feel it's an experience. And
Yeah.
as we evolve our consciousness, then to me, it gets easier. I keep saying that. That's my intention, is to make it. Remember, you got me the easy button.
The easy button. Oh, yes. I buy her the easy button from Staples. I'm like, easy, when you say it's hard, easy.
Yeah, because we have a tendency to, it's hard. Oh, whatever the situation. But no, it's an experience and a blessing. And remembering that, and it's part of our evolution. As we raise our consciousness, as we raise our frequency.
Yeah.
And it gets easier.
And then I think there's more joy, because you understand, oh, I created that. If it feels good or feels not so good, it's like, oh, I had a co-creation in that. So then you have to, again, it always comes back to from within.
Mm-hmm.
I had a part in this somehow. So what was my part to play, and what is that I have to learn? That's why sometimes the word lessons and learn. You guys figure out which words you want to use. But
Yeah.
That's our take on it for now. Did you have something else around that?
What you had mentioned about how you respond, how you react to that experience.
Yes.
That is so important. And as we go through those experiences, and we talked earlier about, oh, okay, they're coming back the same, same experience. How can I react differently? And you can catch yourself
Yeah,
to change your reaction.
absolutely.
You may be thinking that that's what you want to say, and then, oh, is it kind, or what's the point?
Do I want to, if I want to change the energy of this, am I going to respond the same way I've done before?
Yes.
Then you know your reaction that you're going to get almost.
And if you're aware, become more aware, conscious, and higher frequency, you don't even need to respond.
Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes just a look does it. I don't need to say anything. That's right. That is so true. And if you can see the looks on our faces right now, then that'd be, we'll have to do this again on video at some point. But
yes. Very expressive.
Yes. So we've been talking about this already, but the next discussion statement is, and or question, do I really feel I'm co-creating my life?
Oh, I remember when you first mentioned, and again, I'm aware of law of attraction, but the co-creation, I had to pause for that a few years ago when you first said it. Now I totally get it. I really see in my life how we co-create with situations, experiences with others. And again, how do you respond? How do you take that co-creation that you created with another human? It gives me pause.
Yes. That's why it's so important for me anyway, is to do my intentional work, even in, my morning routine, my evening routine, and morning, just, whatever saying that you want to say, or however you want to pre-pave or set, how you want your day to unfold. It really will help a little bit along the way with not just random stuff happening, or just to sort of set the tone for what, just like we set the tone for this podcast, we want to set the tone for how do we want this experience to be. And then at least you're putting your energy in it like that. That's conscious co-creation. Sometimes it's co-creation when you're not conscious. And then it's just like, well, whatever is going to happen, happens. Then the energy of the other person or other people might be more influenced instead of you having a big part on it. We have resources. Did I say DAYnamicsSeries.com yet? And with Suzanne too, butterflyjourneyshealth.com. There's resources for if you need some extra help with all of this stuff. The next one that I have, how do you feel when you hear someone say, well, it's just always been that way?
We have choices. If they believe that, and that's what they choose to believe, that's up to them. That's their journey. But I don't believe that. I believe that we have the ability to change anything in our life.
And we do have the ability, that's a good point, to change anything in our life because it's always been that way. Is that because people haven't been open to try a different way because it's unknown and that means it's unfamiliar and it might be a little scary? Even in our own thoughts, have you ever thought about looking at something a certain way or a little different than you've thought about it, which shifts the energy? No, it's always been this way. This is the way it's going to be. And that's just the way I've accepted it for so. And then they keep getting the same result and wondering why nothing changes for them. Although they're asking for the change, they don't want to make the change themselves. There's that whoever they is, but it's always been the way it's been. But if you think about that from an evolution point of view, how would anything new be created or built if oh no, it's always been? Can you imagine if we're still flying the planes or on that that telephone and cell phones whenever or oh no, that's the only way to fly. It's always been that way, so it's got to stay.
Or horse and buggy.
Exactly. Cars would never been invented. So when you find yourself saying, no, well, it's always been that way, so I'll just keep doing it. Well, if it's serving you, perfect, keep doing it. If it feels good, if it's serving you at the time, great. But if it's not serving you, then maybe it's just time to like look at, well, yeah, that's the way it's always been, or that's my belief I've always had, or that this, that, whatever. But now I can choose something different. Because, like you said, we all have choices. We don't have to have it stuck in what we've always believed or done or said. Feels good and it's working for you, then great, keep going.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh. And what about the statement people say, oh, it is what it is?
Yeah.
Would you put that in the same category, would you say? Because now we say, I've said it. I've heard other people say it a lot. Oh, it is what it is.
I've said it too.
Oh, yeah.
Like I've
Yeah.
said it.
Yeah.
And it brings up a good point. It's like, well, it is what it is. I guess it depends on the context.
Sure.
If it's about, is it about something that I've done, or is it about something that someone else has done? Like, well, or they are just the way they are,
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it is
yeah,
just,
yeah.
it just is, like, is that an empowering, an unempowering, or is that just a neutral statement that people use?
I think you'd have to look at the context that what you said
Yeah.
and go from there. Because it could be, well, accepting of something that's been like that. Oh, it's been like that. Oh, it is what it is.
Right.
Oh, and it could be neutral. It could be where you don't have, well, you're co-creating, so I don't know.
I think it's that openness of being open to, again, new ideas, but because it's familiar, then it's safe, then maybe people don't want to try something new because of that. And that's, again, even your thoughts and your feelings and your beliefs, and not even something physical as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, I've experienced that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, where, oh, no, we've always done it that way. Well, why can't we do it this way?
Yeah.
Because I like to make things very efficient and easy.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm doing a task and I'm in charge, okay, just because you did it like this for 30 years doesn't mean that, okay, maybe we can do it. This is easier.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that brings up a good point, because the definition of dynamic as of a person is about being open to new ideas, and becoming more, and being positive in attitude, and then being willing to change as circumstances needed. And we are also dynamic. Do you think you're a dynamic person? And what does dynamic mean to you?
I believe I am a dynamic person,
Mm-hmm.
ever changing, evolving, looking at things new. I always want to learn something new.
Mm-hmm.
And especially about how how I am in this world, and how I walk through life with this experience, and being in joy,
Yeah.
and not getting caught up in others' energies,
Yes.
positive or negative. Yeah. And
Yeah. Because you know what? Doing this work, I'll share one thing, especially with it being Dynamics series. The website is this podcast is Dynamic Show, because it's important to be focused on a daily basis of aligning with your well-being and living a dynamic life. That people think, oh, if someone's dynamic, they're out there and they're loud and they have charisma and this and that. And you know what I realize is that more of the dynamic people that I know are introverts. Because if you look at the actual definition of dynamic, it almost define what you said, like, just being ever changing and being open to those new ideas, to becoming more of who you are. And you don't have to be loud and I'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Well said. Because people have described me in the years past as a raving extrovert. And I I am. But then now, going more within myself, I'm becoming more of an introvert. Not fully, I'd say balance, but it's interesting that journey.
Yes.
when you're evolving in a higher consciousness and higher frequency is you don't have to be.
Well, you don't have to be anything. You just know you're becoming something, and that can change. And it's also, you bring up a good point about these labels that we feel like we have to put on people and situations and this and that. Like dynamic is just one of the ones because it's part of the DAYnamics series, and there's many, like, as you know, subjects that go around with that. But as a person, people are like, I'm not dynamic. People, I'm boring. And it's just like, no, you're not. Like, let's stop defining yourself as not. And let's look at, and look at the definition again. Go on the website and understand it for what serves you, because you're part of our dynamic family. And I know the people that are attracted to this have those dynamic qualities and dynamics as a quality within their well-being. And otherwise they wouldn't have been attracted to this because that's what it's all about, right?
No, that's well said. I love it. Because we put labels on people, and then people put labels on us, and then we think we believe that. And it's like, wow. Because then sometimes people say, "Boy, you are so interesting." And I look at them, you tilt your head and you pause and you think, "Oh, I didn't realize I was, and I'm just being my authentic self."
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Anything else you want to share with our audience before we leave them around these questions?
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to be with you on your podcast. This was really fun, and that was my intention.
Yes,
to have
always fun. Yeah.
And we go back and forth all the time, and it's so natural for us to be in this conversation together. And thank you for those who are listening. Enjoy your life. Be your authentic self.
Absolutely.
Love yourself.
Yes. Be kind to yourself.
Be kind.
Talk kind to yourself. Even if you don't know what that is, figure it out for yourself. So
yes, mirror and say, "I love you."
Yeah, like mirror work,
that is
mirror work. Go outside in nature, read a book, listen to the music you like. I mean, there's so many ways to just soothe and love yourself and just do what's right for you. Take some time for yourself, even if it's, like I said, the morning and evening routine, or, stop throughout the day and just go, hey, here we are, 5 minutes. I'm going to say something nice to myself to change up the energy, because your soul, universe, God, infinite intelligence, whatever words that you want to put on it, knows the truth of who you are and wants you to fully experience that in this life. That's what feels right.
Yeah.
Suzanne.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Infinite gratitude.
Yes. And please go visit butterflyjourneyshealth.com. She is a great help to people. And if you are needing any of the services that she offers, then please, by all means, reach out to her. And thank you so much for being our guest, having this discussion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fun.
Yes. And so
blessings, everybody, for your day.
Blessings for your day. And so to finish up, we just always want to say that all of this is for informational purposes only and copyrighted. And if you find this of value, then just share it with somebody else, because they might be going through some of the topics that we talked about. And so hearing what we said, at least a different perspective, because I think perspectives can help all the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
I believe that as well.
So DAYnamicsshow.info, DAYnamicSeries.com. Until next time. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. We always say, anytime I have anyone on, we always say, make it a dynamic day.
Yes. Make it a dynamic day.
Oh, listen to that. That's beautiful. All right. Thanks, everyone, again. Until next time. Bye for now.